In the 19th century, the contest between liberty and authority was fought largely on political issues. Liberalism rendered a great service to the world in fighting for freedom of conscience and of speech, for personal liberty and for political democracy, but it failed to deal with the problem of economic freedom. In the name of freedom, it left in the hands of the few the power over the many, which the possession of land and capital gives to its possessors. Therefore, when the struggle passed from the political to the economic field, the Liberal Party was superseded. It had finished its task. The freedoms which it won are cherished today in this country, not only by the Labour Party, but also by its old opponents, the Conservatives, who have to a large extent accepted its political principles. That is why the Liberal Party is reduced so low today. What is true and vital in liberalism has become the common doctrine of all democratic parties. But liberalism, which triumphed in Western Europe, was never really accepted or put into practice in Eastern Europe. Today in Eastern Europe, the Communist Party, while overthrowing an economic tyranny of landlordism and capitalism, has renounced the doctrines of individual freedom and political democracy and rejected the whole spiritual heritage of Western Europe. The history of Soviet Russia provides us with a warning here, a warning that without political freedom, collectivism can quickly go astray and lead to new forms of oppression and injustice. For political freedom is not merely a noble thing in itself, essential for the full development of human personality. It is also a means of achieving economic rights and social justice, and of preserving these things when they have been won. Where there is no political freedom, privilege and injustice creep back. In communist Russia, privilege for the few is a growing phenomenon, and the gap between the highest and lowest incomes is constantly widening. Soviet communism pursues a policy of imperialism in a new form, ideological, economic, and strategic, which threatens the welfare and way of life of the other nations of Europe. At the one end of the scale are the communist countries. The other end, the United States of America, stands for individual liberty in the political sphere and for the maintenance of human rights. But its economy is based on capitalism, with all the problems which it presents, and with the characteristic extreme inequality of wealth in its citizens. As a new country with immense resources, it has not yet had to face the acute problems which have arisen in the older capitalist countries. Great Britain, like the other countries of Western Europe, is placed geographically and from the point of view of economic and political theory between these two great continental states. That's not to say that our ideas are in any sense watered down capitalism or watered down communism, nor do they constitute a temporary halting place on a journey from one creed to the other. Ours is a philosophy in its own right. Our task is to work out a system of a new and challenging kind, which combines individual freedom with a planned economy, democracy with social justice.